Lois, Steve Arts 89. Well, Superman Lois is back on. Totally surprised. I had no idea it was coming back. Apparently, this episode aired on the 14th of March. It's the 16th of March in Australia. So basically yesterday. So I didn't have to wait long. But I had no idea it was back. It just seemed like yesterday they just announced the new kid playing Jordan or Jonathan. I get them mixed up, and they're actually twins, so I don't blame myself as much for that anymore. But yeah, this episode was called Closer, and it was a nice, quiet, slow little day in the life of just seeing how everyone's lives are sort of coming back together after the last, universe-ending crisis that they went through. They needed a bit of a breather, because one of the worst things about these shows, the superhero shows and movies, is they just go from, universe-ending crisis to universe-ending crisis, and you don't actually get any time to really breathe and work up to something. So this episode spent just a lot of time dealing with just what people have been doing since the last universe-ending crisis. We see Lana being a mayor, which was going fairly smoothly until she was moving some funds around to deal with some black mold in the town hall. And then the old mayor shows up at a party and he's like telling her, "You can't do this, you can't move stuff around, blah, blah, blah." And she's like, "I'm the mayor, bitch." And they asked him to leave, so I don't know what that's about. Jonathan, one of them, the new one, I think it's Jordan, is getting his license. He got his license, but he was, getting lessons and everything. And of course, his mum was teaching him, so of course drama. Then he gets his former coach, as his driving instructor, but he still managed to get the actual thing. So actually managed to get his license. Jordan is still being a bit of a brat when it comes to his powers. It's like Clark showed up at a crisis in Kuala Lumpur and his son's already there, and he kind of made a mess of it. And he's like, "You disobeyed me. Do what you're told. You're not ready for this. You just made things worse." He doesn't want to hear it because, of course, he wants, just usual teenage stuff, but with superpowers. So that was good. Now, a little bit of a negative thing. Lois looked like I thought she was going to be sick because she was having some symptoms or something. She was investigating, I think, Intergang or John Harry. I'm a bit confused with who's who anymore and what happened in the last few seasons. I watched it all once off on TV. I've got the seasons on Blue DVD, but I haven't actually watched them yet. So I haven't rewatched them, so I can't remember who's who and what's happening. But she was investigating some stuff from the last season, and she pretended to be a patient so she could see a doctor, Dr. Irons. I can't remember who she's related to. But she gives her a little bit of a clue on stuff, but a little bit of information. But she also does some actual tests because Lois described some odd things, which I thought could be menopausal, but she thought she was pregnant. So they go through the whole pregnancy thing, and it all comes off a bit pro-life and everything. And I'm like, I'm kind of seeing why the usual suspects like this show. It is a good show, writing-wise, character-wise, but it's also very traditional family values. And I think if it was set in the city and it had more diverse characters and more of the city life, but the exact same writing, they wouldn't like it so much. But yeah, by the end of the episode, you find out she's not pregnant. They do decide they want kids. They have a birthday for Jonathan and Jordan. And there's dramas with Jordan. What's the name? Doesn't just wants to be friends, and he still has feelings. And Lois's father wants to spend time with John. I can't remember the kid from the other planet. Her father's there. I can't remember the names. Because that was her grandfather on the other Earth, and they go to a movie, and then he starts talking about maybe she wants to join some recruitment thing, and she thinks that he just took her out to try and recruit her, and he's just being an army man and he didn't really want to know, but he did, so he made up for that, and lots of stuff happening. The editor at the Gazette, whatever it's called, whatever her name is, I can't remember any of the names of anyone anymore. I need to go back and refresh my memory, but I think it's Beepo or whatever her name is. She slept with Lana's ex, who Lana just delivered the divorce papers to because she wasn't signing them. And we went through a good half an hour of just the day in the life, and it was really nice and relaxed. And then we started to see Henry Miller showed up in his armour and everything, and was causing some hassles. And you know, Clark came in, knocked him out basically, and then someone took him out with what looked like bullets, but then there weren't bullets, and it was really mysterious. Now, he apparently just left the body there because the body was collected, and they, Mr. Mannheim, I think it was, brought him back to life. And there's another villain there with some face that's like a bunch of rings. I have no idea who these people are because I never really followed Superman closely as a kid, so I don't really know. I just sort of saw the movies and had a couple of toys and watched superpowers and stuff like that. I didn't really follow the comics, so I don't know who the big bads of all the big bads, so I don't know who this person is. It's obviously drawing from the comics, but I don't know who it is. But either way, we got through mostly a relaxed, nice, calm episode, and we just got hints of what's to come, and we don't really know quite. I don't know what quite is coming up for the next season, but glad it's back. Love it. Looking forward to the next episode.